Okay, this is Black Re-Education TV. We were stepping back from the brink towards a more meaningful future. With our theme verse being, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. So if your ancestors were scattered via the transatlantic slave trade or the Mohammedan Arabic Islamic slave trade, then you are the children of Almighty Sunini Nanini Samandla, the mighty one of Abram, Isaac, and akobi. Oh yes, Black history. The study of the Bible is Black history. So you're welcome tonight. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Share the link to everyone. Let somebody know tonight that you are connected to the show. We give him all the praise. We give him all the glory. We give him all the honor because he is due all the praise and all the honor. Oh yes, share the link and text a friend. And after the show, make sure you follow us on all the channels. It is on Telegram Live, it is YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and the recording is uploaded on Bantu. You are welcome tonight to the show. All praises to Almighty Sunini Nanini Samandla. We give him all the praise and all the glory. Waking up the Bantu from sleep, this Black Re-Education TV. Waking up the Bantu from sleep, this Black Re-Education TV. Okay, I want to welcome everyone tonight to Black Re-Education TV, the show where we are stepping back from the brink towards a more meaningful future, with our theme verse being, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. We're having a special show tonight, pre-recorded for release at the regular time at 8:30. We give praise and thanks to Almighty Sunini Nanini. And we're going to go straight into the song that reminds us of who we are. My brother David, we are Bantu. But as the tide is turning, we try to do our part. And I pray it brings a change of heart. Yeah. Now we are working tirelessly to try and spread this truth. We speak to friends and family, but sometimes it's just the truth. But we're planting seeds and hope that someday Bantu Father, Bantu Father, yeah. Give him praise, yeah. And give him all the glory. Give him all the praise. Yes, we worship you, Father. Yes, we worship you. Hallelujah. Bantu Father, yeah. Bantu Father, worship you. Yes, we do. Hallelujah, Father. Let's worship the Most High today. Okay, that's our first and only song on this side of the show. I want to have a talk with us tonight. Most people have seen those videos. Loads of comments and different levels of comments have been coming in with regards to what was seen on the videos that have been shown. It is regrettable that the brother did not take the option for a conversation, because had he taken that option, we could have talked things through and I could have shown him, you know, some things that might have been helpful to him. And from the presentation that he has made, it is very clear to me that he understands the reasoning and the fact that Abram went south, but he went into a place where I wouldn't want to call it demon possession, but it's a place of mind control that the people have put us into, a kind of psychological operation that has been done on us, so we defend the thing even though it is not defendable, so to speak. And so tonight I'm doing this special 1 hour presentation just to talk about these matters, because it is not the first person that I've had to interact in this manner with. I remember Uncle Yeshua. He did a very horrible video concerning the things I was teaching. And I called him up and I texted him and left a message, and his people got him to get to me, and we had a conversation. And I said to him, you know, it is unfair for you to do that because you don't even know everything. None of us know everything. And you have given the option for you to have a conversation with me, and you actually took the option up. And he did tell his people that I've tried to reach out to him. And this is what I will always do. Ron Dalton, I did the same thing with him. He was present. He was in the presence of this information that I'm sharing here from the heart of Sunini Nanini. And he opted not to have a conversation as well. And so this brother from GOCC, he has also opted not to have a conversation as well. And several others have done the same, you know. But it is my responsibility, understanding the words of the Father, that when there is a situation of this nature, you will reach out to the person. He says, Msindisi speaking said, if you have aught against your brother, this is not really aught, this is you know, a complete, I don't know how to describe it, but he said, if you have aught against your brother, if you have an issue with your brother, and you find yourself at the altar already, just about to give your gifts, leave your gift at the altar and go get your brother, make it right with your brother, then come and give your gift. Because it won't be sensible, and it's counterproductive to put a gift on the altar when you know in your heart that there is aught against
you and your brother. But if you go to your brother, and he refused to hear you or wants no conversation, then it is your responsibility as a servant of Sunini Nanini, especially when this truth concerning Africa is got to be revealed. It's now getting into the spirit of people. They're understanding little more. We saw him doing it. He logically went from Egypt straight to South Africa, going south according to the scriptures. And lots of other people, because they were teaching things, they were teaching what we all were there, teaching things, connecting the fake land in the Levant between the Arabs. We all spent time teaching that. And now when Sunini is revealing things differently, it is our responsibility to go back to these people, and say to them, we have erred. We didn't deliberately wanted to do that, but the information that we had at the time was not correct. And the information we had then is what we believe to be correct. But now with time, we are realizing it's not correct. And therefore, as humans, well, that's not a nice word neither, as children of the Most High, we are coming back to correct it. And like I said, I always make reference to the book that I wrote, Scattered But Not Lost, right? I'm not promoting it from the standpoint of go buy it. I'm saying when I wrote this, the information I had at the time was what was there, you see? And so I wrote there history of the Hebrew Israelites, because that's what I believed at that point. And there's some things in there that I am editing at the moment. Has to be changed, because the books are open now, and Sunini Nanini, because we are keeping the covenant, we're following the Enoch Bantu calendar. We're taking time from the southern hemisphere where the real Jerusalema is, and so we have basically rejoined the covenant with Sunini Nanini and our ancestors, the covenant that he made with our fathers. So when we ask for anything now, he's giving it back to us. And so the reason why I'm so passionate about Genesis chapter 13, verse number 1, is because the circumstances under which that revelation came so clearly, it was at my request of Sunini Nanini. When I was experiencing, and I'll talk about this another time, the new form of lynching, I'm going to tell you about that. What you see Kyrie Irving, Kanye West, and others we are going through is a period of lynching. The back then, the master used to throw a rope like how they did Judas over the tree and hang us like leaves. But they found a new way, because now they got us in the economics. All they need to do is turn off the economic taps. And so that's the new form of lynching. And that's why they're trying to up it a little more. If they bring everybody under that control, they can always turn off your economic tap. And that's why it is important that we become independent of these nations. You saw what they did to Kanye West. Today, I see a video with him say probably left at 120 million alone, from billion to million. See, because they hold the controls of that tap. And that is what they don't want us to understand, that we need to become independent of those nations. And so what we have inherited as a people is a teachings of the Bible that was given to us by these nations. No matter how we go around and say, oh, we are independent learners and what have you, they taught us. They told us how to read it, how to understand it, what it means. And so in Christianity, we embraced it. The reason why Hebrew Israelite came about was because people broke away from Christianity and was looking for a different identity because they realized that that can't be the same and the right thing, you know? And so it is this behavior of wanting to get it right that has caused me to go before Sunini Nanini and ask him. I said, show me what these people have done that they're able to keep us in this captivity and for so long. And he said, you want to see. I'm talking like you here, with you here, like how I'm talking to him. It's not the thing that we used to do. We got to really conjure up and squeeze our face and really shout and loud. No, we talk. And I said, he said, you want to see? And I said, yes. He said, read Genesis chapter 13, verse number 1. I say, no. You know, there comes a time in your life when you talk with him, like how Abram, our father, spoke with him, like how Rebecca spoke with him when she said, boy, why is my pregnancy so painful? I know I've got to give birth to thousands of millions, but this one is very painful. And he said, don't worry, my daughter. There are two nations in your womb, two manner of people shall be separated from your bowels. I'm not teaching on that tonight. I'm just looking at the conversation. You know, Abraham, while he was in Mamre there, Sunini came to him in Genesis chapter 15 and said, you know, you're going to be a mighty nation. And Abraham said to him, but Sunini Nanini, you telling me I'm going to be a mighty nation? I don't even have a child. He said, don't worry, you're going to get a child. He said, come out here and look at them stars. You know, this kind of conversation. And I love the Bantu spirituality. This is not Christianity. This is not religion. This is not Judaism. This is not Islam. This is how the Bantu live. It was a relationship, not a religion. It was the Catholics and the others that made religion out of our normal day-to-day life. And so when you see the brother defending the doctrine, as he called it, the concept of the Levant, Northeast, where we were all guided to when we start breaking away from Christianity. You don't need to defend truth. Truth speaks for itself. Truth cannot be hidden for long. See, if you push truth, it's like a cork. If you put it down in the bottom of water and the mistake you make is to lose it, it will pop up. That's truth. You don't have to work for truth. Sunini is truth. In him is no darkness, no lies. The minute you have to start defending the truth, like how this brother was doing it there, lying to hide the truth, is painful to watch. It is nothing that I want to see, but there is something that needs to be done, because what the conversation about Hebrew and Israelites have done with us is that it has brought us right back to the place that we left a long time ago. We left the place of Hebrew. We left the place of Israelite. We left the place of Jew. And these people that are aware of this awakening has caused this thing to come right back to that conversation. Now, everybody wants to know, everybody now putting out a map. So you see, in West Africa, this is a Jew here, this is a Jew there, there's a Jew there. There ain't no Jew on the continent. Those people are Bantu people. So you got to go to the origin of these words. Like the brother said, he liked origins of word, but he was doing they and. It's got to go when you say Negeb, what you're saying. Who said Negeb? The writers of the Hebrew language, the Hebrew Israelite, the Eastern Europeans, they're the ones that put it there. And they use it to mask the fact that when Abram left Egypt, he went into a direction, which is the south. Because they need to get a conversation to get to the northeast, where they and the Arabs agree that they should be, so that to hide this Bantu story and who we are as a people. And so that Psalms, the book of Psalms, say, come, let us cut them off from being a people, so that the name of the Bantu is never remembered in the earth. And so Bantu is being replaced with Hebrew. Bantu is being replaced with Israelite. Bantu is being replaced with Jew. Bantu is being replaced with Lembe Jew. Bantu is being replaced with Igbo Jew. because that word that was created was deliberately created to hide and mask the children of Abraham. You saw the defense, and I'm going to link that video in the description box again. I want it to be a landmark video for people to see how you have to lie against the truth to sustain the lies that were told to us. It breaks my heart to see a Bantu brother having to do that. In so many other things, for example, there is a conversation about Noah and how many children he had. Now, we know logically now, more than ever before, but if I got 3 sons, they're going to have my DNA. 2 of my sons can't be producing black and brown people, and 1 of my sons with a completely different DNA producing European people. There's a problem there. And it's this logic we try, when it's presenting itself so boldly in front of our eyes, and we try to find a way around it, is very distressing to watch. So what I want to do in this short video is to say, look, don't throw away your logics. The scriptures is very logical. Where they have hidden things, we are unearthing those things. So when you come up to a place like when the scripture is clearly saying Abram went south and he came from the south, then you can't find a way to get him to go east by putting a word there that you call Negeb as a place and denying the direction south. You can't do that. It's not right. So again, Noah had 3 sons. Okay, that's fine. Let's see the children. Let's see his children. And the question is, Shem, negro. So right away we got a premise. If Shem is producing black and brown people, then Noah is producing black and brown children through his offspring. Okay? One more. Is producing the dark races. Those 2 children are going to be Noah's 2 children. And the one that is producing the not dark races cannot be Noah's child. Because Noah's 2 children, they're on record as giving us black and brown people. As simple as that. If it is not there, then we need to look to see what happened. Story of Esau and akobi. Why we were told specifically of the color or complexion of Esau. He was red and hairy. And never told about the complexion of akobi. Why were we told that Esau was the firstborn and akobi, the one that Sunini loved, was a supplanter, a thief? As soon as they get to the mind, you must know somebody's handling this story. And so Sunini is now revealing back these things. When we go and look for akobi, there was no J. So drop the J, and his name is sitting in front of us. And that name in the Yoruba language means he that opens the womb. I remember the look on Sister Favor's face when I asked her, we were having a meeting, I said, but Sister Favor, just out of the blues, Sunini laid it on my heart. Ask her, what do you say for he that opens the womb in Yoruba language? And she said, akobi. It was like a light dawn on her. Akobi. Drop the J. A-ko-bi. You see, when they were copying this language, there's some semantics of this Bantu languages that they couldn't get, the intonations and the enunciations. They couldn't get them. And so they put down words there, which today we are loving it to see it and unearth it, because our brothers and sisters on the continent know lots of these things. You see, so it is important that when this revelation is coming, Don't try to challenge it and knock it. Go and do the research. I'm giving you all the tools to go and look for it, where to look for it. You don't come back out here and start lambasting things that you don't know. And most of these times, it's somebody will see the video and bring it to me. I don't get the time to go after people's video like that. And if I go, I say, okay, that's interesting. And I could ask for a conversation. But I'm going to lambaste nobody's video like that. That's not my place. And when you do this, you prevent yourself from allowing the spirit of Sunini Nanini to really speak to your heart. Now, why are you calling Yahuwah? You're calling Yahuwah, Elohim, and all of these things because you are still tied to the Kabbalah, which is Jewish mysticism, where Tetragrammaton give you Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. So everything you get to call comes out from the people in the Levant. That's not your language. This basis of that language is a fabrication from the Bantu languages, and it is more Yiddish and German. Those Yiddish-speaking, German-speaking people look at the Bantu scrolls and crafted a language by twisting some of what is in the Bantu. So you see words like shalom is Salem, from Jerusalem, Salem meaning peace. Genetically modified with the H, you get Sha, S-H-A-L-O-M. The E changed to O, you get Shalom. Now somebody's doing Shalawam. See, and they're laughing because they're watching us leaving Christianity and get caught in the web that they have spun for us. Stop it. Pause. Step back. If the brother is saying the concordance, take it here. Look at the concordance here. Don't try to twist this information. You're not going to succeed. You don't know the source of where this is coming from. And when you do see the source, maybe I'm gone. You know, like Stephen Darby. Everybody know him now. He's gone. While he was there, people, what are you talking to goodness? Sunini allows us privileges like this, where we can come into his presence. It's a glorious thing to talk with him and say, show me, Daddy. Tata, show me. Bawa, show me what they have done. And he would say, look here. So when he was telling me this thing, I said, so you're saying that everything that they got in the Levant got to be in Sub Saharan? He said, yes, my son. This is where they copy it from. And so quietly, I went looking. I was hearing a bit from Truth Unveiled, a bit from Johnny John. And I'm saying, but this is what he's saying, it's there. And I began to dig and dig and dig. And what you see now is that period of digging. You got 3,000, over 1,000 plus videos over a period of 3 years out there. Go look them, study them. You will see the points when we were thinking differently and we put out videos. I've not removed any video, so you can see the growth from which we have, from whence we have come. So we got the Bantu calendar, oriented from the southern hemisphere, where Jerusalema Ekayalame stood. The temple stood in the Kalahari Desert. There is evidence. Msindisi crossed the Kidron Valley and end up in the Garden of Gethsemane. John, I'm just chatting with you tonight. I just want to chat for a brief moment. John chapter 18. These are some of the things. Chapter 18. See, it says here, let me share the screen with you, sorry. It says here, when Msindisi, that's not Jesus, when Msindisi had spoken these words, he went forth with his disciples over the brook Kidron. And when he crossed the brook Kidron, where was a garden. And when Msindisi had crossed the brook Kidron, where was a garden into which he had entered and his disciples. And Judas also, which betrayed him, knew the place, for Msindisi had oftentimes resorted thither with his disciples. Where are they talking about here? They're talking about the garden Sorry about that. Hello? Yes. I can't do that. I'm on the show. I book it already. Yes. Yes. Right. Sorry about that. Yeah. So the brook Kidron, and you end up in the garden. That garden, all over the scripture, is known as the Garden of Gethsemane. That garden is the play on the word that is located in Zimbabwe, Gethsemane. The Garden of Gethsemane is referred to in the Bible as Gethsemane. How do we know? He crossed the brook or the Kidron Valley. Where is the Kidron Valley? This is Victoria Falls. That Victoria Falls is where the brook Kidron is. But because they put Victoria Falls, the Livingstone did it, they're hiding these biblical locations because what they're trying to do is to move these locations over to the Levant. And all of these things we have brought out. Don't knock this thing. Go and investigate it further. Don't try to defend the slave master that brought us into bondage. Because if you do that, what you're actually doing is preventing the revelation that is coming to you live in this time, like how we spoke to our ancestors. This is not wrong. And you can be there talking with him, and he will give you this information. When Farini went into the Kalahari looking for the temple, the lost city of the Kalahari, what do you think he was looking for? When Indiana Jones was talking about the Temple of Doom, what do you think he was talking about? When the Crusades were being conducted, all the movies you see about the Crusade, where do you think that was being conducted? Right on the continent of Africa, in Sub Saharan. There was the treasures they were looking for. No, just because you are not the one bringing this information. I'm specifically speaking to my Bantu brothers that look like me with the same complexion, because you are not the ones bringing this information. You want to discredit it. And I tell you that you went on the wrong bandwagon. And that's why I'm doing that with this video, so people can learn not to do this anymore. We ain't got the time for this. You're defending Hebrew, the language of the Jews. You want to own that language. You want to think that that is scriptural language when it is not. You know it's Yiddish and German. You know they're the people that coined the word Hebrew and coined the word Israelite and coined the word Jew. Why do you want to be identified like them? I'm going to use one slide tonight, and then I'm going to bring this show to a conclusion. Like I said, I wanted this to best be a short talk tonight, and I'll upload this video shortly so that everybody else can get it. Let me bring up one slide. I want to share this slide. Hallelujah. You see, it is very important in this awakening that we don't play the game that the nations want us to play. I'm sharing the screen, and I'm going to talk about these things here. Right. I hope, yes, you can see the screen. Now, who are the people that are responsible for Zoonaadh1 Bible Dictionary? These are Europeans. All the books that we can put our hands on, it was written by those Europeans, especially the ones that hold a lot of information, some of which is very true and some of it is false. Ham means hot. No, he doesn't. Ham is cold. He's European. This is the European man, and he's not the son of Noah. That's why his DNA is R1A and R1B and others. You can't say Noah got 3 sons and his 3 sons got different DNAs to him. 2 of them got the DNA and producing black and brown people, and 1 of them is able to produce white people, other nations, Eurasia. They make you to be connecting with this conversation while they're stealing your cousin right under your nose. I show you just now. So here is Zoonaadh1 saying, the youngest son of Noah, born probably 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. So right away here, this statement here says there are 2 groups of dark races. One group is Negro, and the other one is the Egyptian, the Ethiopian, the Libyan, and the Canaanites. That's what it's saying. There are 2 groups of black and brown people produced by 2 of Noah's children. Come on, his DNA is producing black and brown children. When you see a different people, you know that is not his DNA. You don't have to think it. You just know it. Your wife comes home with 3 kids from the hospital and tell you that she had triplets. And 2 of them look like you. And after 96 years, if they live so long, they're only producing white people or another group, Asian and Europeans. And this is not race, because it is this same Bible that tells us in Genesis chapter 10 that Japheth was producing European people. So when I say Ham producing European people, don't get angry. So now I'm teaching you this thing. Don't try to knock this. Take it apart. Sit down with it. Change it. Take Ham and put him over European people, and take Japheth and put him over the 4 sons on the continent that is producing black and brown children like Shem, the Negro. And the whole story will unveil to you. No, you want to come on the internet and you want to challenge this information, and then now you don't want to talk. You don't expect a response. You will get a response from me. So 2 of Noah's children is producing black and brown people. 1 is producing Negroes. Zoonaadh1 said his name is Shem. He is younger than Japheth, but he is producing black and brown people. And then strangely, Japheth is producing white people. So look what Europeans have done to you. Europeans is taking Japheth because Japheth is the firstborn of Noah. You know what they're saying to you? That they have right to rule over you because by birthright, Japheth is the elder son. That's what they have done. And you are encouraging this because you don't want to even take the reasoning out that Zoonaadh1 might be lying. Reason it out. Say to yourself, let's suppose Zoonaadh1 is lying. Let's put Ham over the European nations and bring Japheth over the children on the continent. So he's going to be in the same place with Shem. Because Genesis 9:27 says, so Nini na Nini shall enlarge Japheth, and Japheth shall dwell in the same tent, location, place, habitation with Shem. That's why Shem and Japheth is on the continent producing black and brown people still today. Because they got the same DNA. Don't worry that anybody playing around with this DNA and carrying it too far. E1 DNA belonged to Noah, and he gave it to Japheth and Shem. Japheth is his eldest son. Shem is the last one, let's say the younger one, right? These two boys are producing black and brown people. One produced the Negroes, and one produced the Egyptians, the Canaanites, the Cushites, and the children of Pooh. And you are consenting to give them Japhet because you can't see through. And when Sanini Nanini is bringing this revelation, you want to interrupt it. Weren't Hebrews? Weren't Israelite? Weren't Jews? Those are the people in the Hebrew language that corrupted this story. Japhet is the firstborn of Noah and Nama. And Shem is the secondborn. You get the picture? And therefore, Ham, if we want to reason it out and say, let's say Ham is a son. If Ham is a son, he got to be producing the same children like Japhet and Shem, because Noah gave them E1 DNA. One of these boys can be producing R1 DNA. Could you not reason that? A tree is as good as its fruit. But you want to buy into Zoonaadh1 and quote Zoonaadh1, slave master Zoonaadh1. I understand that they published the Satanic Bible as well. So look at this. Egypt, Ethiopia, Libyans, Canaanites, dark races, they come from Japhet, the first son. The Negroes come from Shem. That's what Zoonaadh1 say here. This perhaps one of the best known reference found within a major publication. The choice of words indicate that Negroes are from the line of Shem. This is from Zoonaadh1. This is what he says. And then he says now, then you got these people here, dark races and Negroes. If Noah producing dark races and Negroes, he can only produce dark races and Negroes. Any child he make will produce dark races and Negroes. Please. This Japhet is the first son, Shem is the second one. Where did the third one come from? Don't know if you can see this. I'll just check and see that you can see it first. Stop share. And let me share again. I'm leaving that like that for tonight. You can see this. This is the writings of Abram. This is how they fragment the Bantu scrolls so that these things are all over the place. You got to piece them together. Peleg was the father of Eber. We know that. Who was the father of Eber? Was the son of Sela. Sela was the father of Eber. Who was the son of Arphaxad? Arphaxad was the father of Sela. Sela gave birth to Eber. Eber gave birth to Peleg. Shem gave birth to Arphaxad, who was Melchizedek. Who was Melchizedek? Grandfather Shem is Melchizedek. He lived in a place called Salem in Namibia. That's why he get the name Salem. Peace. This is where the Arabs still use it. Salam. Salam alaikum is the word that became shalom by putting an H, the genetic modifier of the Hebrew people. In the language, they put an H on it, and you get shalom. And now you're making shalom. What's wrong with you, Bantu? You don't understand the time in which we're living in. No, this is Shem, yeah? This is Melchizedek. Nama only had 2 children. We're done with that. We're coming back. I'm just giving you a little direction as to where we're going. And then we come to the communion. I'm going deeper into these. I'm just giving you an overview for tonight. Right? Now we got to the communion. When did we read in the Bible that we're supposed to be drinking blood? The last time we see them pouring it out because they kill an animal, they don't deal with the blood, they throw away the blood. No, we got blood in glass, blood of Jesus. Jesus has never existed. And even if he did, why you want to drink his blood and eat his flesh? Do you not know that's a human sacrifice? The same thing that Sunini hates? Who was able to twist our mind to that point where we were able to accept the human sacrifice? The same thing that Sunini hate and causes people to be in captivity today. He said, don't put your children to pass through the fire. Don't put your children through this evil. Human sacrifice. Don't use Abram and Issachar. That was Maastima tempting him. Did he do it? No. Sunini says, it is impossible for the blood of goats and bullocks to take away sins. Yet you're saying that the blood of Jesus cleanses you. Because you joined with these murderers. You joined with the murderers, okay, to commit this crime of murder, human sacrifice. And then they try to justify it because they know they cannot be redeemed for this evil that they have done. Now, I've given you those thoughts to chew upon because tomorrow night is going to be very explosive, very, very explosive. And so the show tomorrow night, we're going to start directly at 8 o'clock, and we're going to have just 2 songs like tonight. And we're going to go into a full 2 hours, at least 2 hours and a half, to finish that video and put it aside so that people could go back and look at it. And that's what I wanted to do tonight. I just wanted to come and talk to your heart so that you don't continue to go after the behavior of these nations. All right? Thank you. And good night.